In this video we will be covering expanding expressions. So we're going to look at the distributive law for expanding an expression, which involves multiplying each term inside the brackets by the term outside. So as you can see, if we have a bracket b plus c, we get ab plus ac because b is multiplied by a, c is multiplied by a. Now, the way I like to do this is if I have an expression such as this, I like to draw arrows. So I'm saying that each arrow is a representation of a multiplication that's occurring. So if I'm doing the red arrow, it's going to be a times b. We then have the blue arrow, which is going to be a times c. We then can solve that. A times b is ab, and then a times c is ac. Alright, so we draw these arrows and remember each arrow represents multiplication. So again, we're going to do some examples. I'll write it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to draw my arrows. Now you don't have to do them in different colors like I am. It just helps to show. So for the first one, we're going to have the red arrow, which is 3 times 2b. So 3 times 2b. We then have 3 times 7, 3 times 7, and then we can solve them. So 3 times 2b is 6b, and then 3 times 7 is 21. So we get 6b plus 21 is the expanded form of this expression. So here's another one. And again, draw my arrows. So we have 5x times 2x, so 5x times 2x. Now, because we have a minus here, we're going to have a minus there. So we have now, for the blue arrows, we have 5x times 4y. And we can solve these, so 5x times 2x, so 5 times 2 is 10, x times x is x squared. We have our minus still, and then we do 5 times 4 is 20, x times y is just x, y. Now we're going to look at where we have just a negative out the front, and I'm going to do this in two ways. So the first way is to just say, if there's a negative out the front, all signs change. So what that means is, we look inside and we go, well, that 11 here, that's a positive number. So it's going to change to a negative. So we have a negative 11. We then look at this here, this w, and it's a positive w, so it also changes to a negative w. Alternatively, if that doesn't make a lot of sense, all you're doing is just changing the signs inside it, so positives become negatives, negatives become positives. But you can imagine that it's a negative 1 out the front. And then we draw our arrows. And we get negative 1 times 11. There's a plus here, so plus. We get negative 1 times w. So we get negative 11 plus negative w, which is what our original answer on the left side was. So both ways work. If you rather use the arrows and expand it, pretend it's negative 1, you can do that, or you can just remember the rule that all signs change if it's just a negative out the front. We'll look at one more example. So at the moment we have this 4 out the front here. We're going to just imagine it's not there and we're going to just leave it. So what we're looking at now is minus 2 times 5 minus 2 times 2w. Now it's important to remember that this is together, right? So that is a minus 2 we're looking at. Alright, so we said nothing happens to our yellow circle, our 4w, so you can stay. We have negative 2 times 5, which is negative 10. We have negative 2 times 2w, which is negative 4w. We then need to look for our like terms. So I'm going to underline I'm going to actually highlight our like terms. So here and here, they're both w's, so we can simplify this. So 4w, take away 4w is 0, so they disappear, and then we're only left over with our negative 10. So our answer is negative 10. So to end the video, we'll do a quick recap. Remember, when you're expanding these brackets, you're multiplying each term inside the brackets by the term outside. And again, I like to use arrows to show what's going on to avoid little simple mistakes. You can use different colors if that helps, but remember each arrow represents multiplication.